welcome to Once Upon a Stitch Nook. We are going to be doing a tutorial today for these nice and easy, kind of lacy fingerless gloves. They're very cute. They're part of the Cottage Ladybug collection, but I think you can make them to fit any outfit you need. It has these optional little beads on. And so what you'll need for this, we're going to basically do the reverse order, mainly because black is harder to see, and also so I have something different. Plus, as you can see, this is all I have left of the black. So that being said, you're going to want, wait, what yarn is this again? This is a light 3 weight. You can do anything that's really a lightweight. You can go lacier, it's adjustable, but I have a light 3 weight, so 3 and 2 is probably a good sweet spot of yarn, and I'm doing it in 2 colors. You can do as many colors as you want. And as I said, the main color is going to be this red, and then we'll use the black for a trim. I recommend using a 2.5, I can't find it, so I'm using a 2.75, which works just as well. Of course, you're going to need some scissors, and optionally, you can bring in some beads. I'll see which colors I'm going to use in the end, but I have just an assortment of beads there. And so, yeah, let's get into it. For our chain round, you're just going to want an even number of chains, so you can consider it as a multiple 2, or just make sure that they are an even number as you go around. And the objective is for them to fit comfortably around your 4 fingers here. You want a little room where when you put it around, you know, pinch it together here, see that you can stretch your fingers just a bit. And that should be about good. And then you'll also want to make sure that you either write it down or remember how many you have for when you want to make your second glove. So 32 seems to be comfortable for me with my tension. Feels about right. And so we're going to want to slip stitch to join. I'm going to make sure I don't twist my chains. Let's see. There we go. Slip stitch. And now what we're going to want to do, you can kind of go either or, but just in case you don't do the last step for a trim on this one, I'm going to work in the back loops. So we're just going to turn it a little bit so that I can access these back loops. Let's see if I can show that a little clearer. So if you, wait, are they already twisted? This is the usual, you know, chain that you work from the top where you go through 2 loops, and we want to work into these back loops that look like a little bit back of a spine. So my first one's here, and I'm just going to single crochet into each one. Oh, I'm sorry, you're going to chain, yeah, I already did that. You chain 1, I'm sorry, and then single crochet into each of the back loops all the way around, and then you'll slip stitch to join. So go ahead and do that. Okay, and once we've come to the end, I'm going to slip stitch to join as mentioned, and then this is going to be the repeat round for a while. You are going to chain 3, which counts as a half double crochet and a chain. You're going to skip 2, right? Then you'll half double crochet into the next one, chain 1, whoops, skip 1, and half double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, and repeat that all the way around, and then slip stitch to join. Okay, and just going to run this second one by you because I realized it's slightly different than what I just said, even though probably intuitive. So we obviously are working not into a solid row, but one with chains and such. You're basically going to want to half double crochet into the half double crochets and chain along. But of course, when you do your first chain 3, we're now just going to be skipping 1, which is this chain space, and going to work into that half double crochet stitch. You chain 1, whoops, let me get some more yarn. You skip the chain and half double crochet. Chain 1, skip the chain, half double crochet, and then repeat this row until you meet up with the thumb. So I think mine is about 5 or so rows total. We'll see once we get there, but just do that until it, for your hand, for your length, until it's about here, and we want to work the thumb. All right, so you can see how it extends about to where I want to break off my thumb. You can make it longer, of course, if you want to go over your fingers. We are going to be adding, or optionally, that you can add a single crochet row for an extra edge here, so I am counting on that, and I like mine just to have a lot of room for the fingers out. These are quite aesthetic gloves for my use. But if you want to make them a little more warm or whatever, you're welcome to. So now to make the thumb hole, we're going to start with the usual chain 3, skip the chain, and half double crochet into the next stitch, like so. Let me get some more yarn. Sorry. And then you're going to chain, basically look at where you want to skip your thumb for, and you want it to be an odd number. So count the chains and the stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to do 5 again. That seems good for my thumb. That's right across from it. And you're going to want to do an odd number to go around your thumb. So this can be a different number. So if you see if I did an equal number on myself, it doesn't quite reach. So it needs to be an odd number. So I do 5, 6, 7. Let's see how that looks. Too short. 7, 8, 9. I think the last time I did these it was 11. Let's try for 11. Oops. Yeah, that's looking better. And you keep in mind there's going to be a half double crochet to add a little extra height. So I have my odd number chain, which is 11. I skip an odd number, which mine is going to be 5. And then you'll half double crochet. So you should land in a half double crochet stitch. And that creates your armhole. Not your armhole. Have I been saying that? Your thumb hole. I've done too many garment tutorials lately. Chain 1, skip 1, and then you continue in the same pattern as usual and slip stitch to join. Okay, so I've slip stitched, and just to show you how that's shaping up, because you of course would want to test at this point so you don't continue and then it's not comfortable. Again, give it a little stretch test. Looking good. And so now we start the same. You're going to chain 3, half double crochet, skip the chain, half double crochet into the next stitch, which will be a half double crochet stitch. And here we want to single crochet. So you're going to single crochet. I just like to do it loosely into this space, but single crochet the same number of stitches as you chained. So mine would be 11. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now we're going to half double crochet into this half double crochet once we get to the end. And then you continue as usual. Chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, and slip stitch to join. Okay, we're coming all the way around, and basically from here you're going to continue that same repeat row. You start with your chain 3, skip, then you're going to half double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch or a chain space, either way, skip 1, half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, and so on. And you'll do that up until your hand, well, it depends a bit on your hand. So you see my hand comes in a bit here. I like to decrease it about at that point. It's going to depend on your hand. Some hands are just wide all the way down more or less, so you may not need the decrease round, and just crochet all the way until it hits your wrist. I was about to say ankle. Otherwise, you're going to continue this round until you want to do a decrease, and you can of course adjust the decreases to fit your hand as needed. I know everyone's hands are quite different. What's comfortable is different. So this is very, very adjustable, very nice and simple pattern, I think. So let's go ahead and work our rows down, and I'll pick up with you when I work on. All right, now for our decrease round, what you're going to do is start as usual, your chain 3, skip 1, half double crochet, and we are going to repeat our usual pattern until you're right under the middle of your thumb. So I'm just going to work my way over there. And you can alternate this again depending on your hand. I like 2 decreases on either side of my hand. Let's see. That's about right. And you'll want to end on chain 1, skip 1. And then we are going to take the next 2 half double crochets and do a double crochet 2 together. So if you're not familiar, that means you'll yarn over and insert into this stitch, this case half double crochet, yarn over, pull through, like for a double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2. So you have half a double crochet of a double crochet. And we're going to go over to the next one. Yarn over, insert into the next half double crochet stitch, skipping the chain. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. You'll yarn over, pull through all 3. Gives you this little triangle, right? Chain 1, skip the next chain, and then half double crochet into the half double crochets, chain 1, and let's do that until we get on the opposite side. So if you lay it flat, I want to work it until about here, so I can do a decrease here. Again, place decreases as many or as few as you need, or none at all if you don't need them. This is just a loose guideline for what works for my hand, and that I think is just a good rule of thumb to put the decreases on the sides, but everyone's hands are different, right? You may even have 2 different gloves where they need them in different places, who knows? So I'll work my way over here and just checking as I lay my thumb down to see where it's at. You can put it on your hand to see as well, see where you want to place it. And I'm going to stop about here. And on a chain 1, skip 1. And then the next half double crochets will be a chain, double crochet 2 together. Create that little triangle. And then I'll finish this row in the usual. So for me, that just means 2 more repeats. And I slip stitch to join. Let me double check. Yes. So next is we're going to do a, caveat. This is where I like to end mine, but you can do an extra simple row. You can do an extra decrease row. It's entirely dependent on your hands. This is just what I like and where I also like it to sit. Adjust it as needed. So here we just kind of have it's looking very Spider-Man right now. Simple, right at the, I was about to say ankle again, wrist. But once you have it down to where you want it, we're going to work on basically the trim section. And to establish it, we want to do a round of single crochets. You can either work into the stitches and the chains. I just like placing 2 single crochets in the chains. It just keeps it simple for me. So go ahead and do that, and I'll catch up with you when we do more of the fun flare for the trim. And we're back. So you can see it gives it this nice finish. I really like looking at that for whatever reason. And so now this round's pretty simple as well. So you're going to, chain 4, which counts as a double crochet plus a chain. And then from here on out, you're just going to double crochet into each stitch, chain 1, and double crochet. Chain 1, double crochet. So you're just kind of adding an extra chain to add volume. So just go ahead and do that all the way around. All right, you can see how it starts to flare out here. Looking good. And so I've slip stitched to join, of course. Give myself some yarn. And so to establish our next round, I'm going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. We're going to double crochet into the chain space, basically that extra chain that we're considering as the chain 1, chain 2, then double crochet twice into that same chain. Whoops, like so. We'll chain 1, and now you'll skip a chain space. So we're just going to be considering what chain spaces are, because that's all we're going to work into. Skip that chain space. In the next chain space, it's going to be the repeat of 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet, all in the same chain space. And then chain 1, like so, right? Then you'll skip and do it again. Skip a chain and work in the next chain. And just go ahead and do that all the way around. All in the same chain space. And then chain 1, like so, right? Then you'll skip and do it again. Skip a chain and work in the next chain. And just go ahead and do that all the way around. All right, my last chain 5, I'm going to slip stitch into that first single crochet, cut my yarn, and I'll do the business of weaving that in later. Just going to secure that, show you how it's looking. And this is kind of the base, or you could leave it as is. I'm going to show you what I like to do to give a little extra trim and clean up around here. You can see how that looks very cute. Yeah, I think black buttons will look good on this one. So what I like to do, and I'm wondering, should I trim it with black? I might do that just for funsies. You'll take the thumb, and I like to do it at the base of the thumb here where we don't see it, or at an edge. Actually, yeah, let's do an edge this time. Gonna bring in my yarn here, and I guess the contrast actually will help. Chain one, and you're just going to single crochet around. Now in this case, I just single crocheted into kind of the whole chain itself. So all I'm going, can I speak? All I'm going to do is single crochet between the stitches. You can see the two little loops or bits of yarn that make the little V, the little single crochet, right? So I just single crochet my way all the way around the thumb, slip stitch to join, and that's good to go. This is looking like it's going to go a little slow, so I'll go ahead and let you do that on your own and pick up with you to do the second. Okay, there we are at the end. Cut it with enough tail to weave in securely. I'm just going to secure it for now, worry about weaving in later. You can see I'm losing light here. So I'm going to show you that real quick. I'm not sure if I like that or not. I may redo that. But there it gives you a cleaner look around it. And then optionally, you can go back up here, especially if you found your initial chain was loose. This really helps to tighten things down. So let's see, I'm going to pick up, you can pick up anywhere along the edges. Of course, bring in your yarn to do a chain one, like so. And again, same thing. This case, it's easier because if you worked in the back loop, you should have stitches to work into. So you'll single crochet all the way around. I'm going to work over my tail here. And that just gives a clean edge. And there you have it. I still have the one down here to do, but that is what it's looking like. I actually don't mind this so much now. It's kind of cute. And I'm not going to show you, but let's see. I think it's about these sizes. I like to do just sew on two little ones. And they're big enough that you can also just use the yarn. Let me see if I can show that. Can you see the hole? Yeah. And I like just to do two to make it look like little clasp buttons, because initially I did try this where it had a closure here, but it seemed unnecessary. It fit around the hand fine, and so I kind of just do them just for aesthetics at the here, or you could do it here. I don't know actually where you would typically do a clasp. I feel like it would be by the thumb. But anyway, that is the tutorial. I hope that was helpful. The pattern will be linked below. And yeah, I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or what you would like to see me make a tutorial of next. If you have any other ideas for cute projects, that would be fun. And if you make these, do tag me at Once Upon a Stitch Nook. I would love to see your guys' work. Until next time.